afternoon. It's Monica from Life is Art, and this is the Saturday 3:30 p.m. demo at the Weekend in Whistler online crop, and we are having a wonderful time, I hope. I know I am. We had a lovely afternoon of chatting and crafting, and another session coming up this evening at 7 o'clock. So if you're available this evening and would like to spend some time crafting and hanging out with other crafters, then be sure to join us for that. And I was able to get our link posted on the event group, so hopefully you are all being able to find the live video. I started it a few minutes early, and that way we could be all here on time. Hooray! So if you're joining me live, just say hello or howdy so I know you're here. And if you're watching later on replay, you can say replay. And I'm not 100% sure how well the live chat works. Some of you are being able to find how to type in comments. Other people are not, and I see some of them as I'm crafting, but I don't think I see all of them. So we'll see how it goes. So if you're watching, just say hello and let's get started. We are going to be crafting today using a special that's available right now, and it's called Gnomes for Winter, or there's another technical name for it. But it's called Gnomes for Winter, and it's a lovely collection of blues. And of course, they had me hooked as soon as I knew it was blues. Hey, Dawn, nice to see you're watching. And Monica from Illinois, hello, hello. And so once I saw the blues, I knew I had to have it because blue is my favorite color. And so today I'm going to be doing a single page layout using the Gnomes for Winter collection. And I'm going to start off with a color that is not a color that's part of the collection. This is Flamingo, and this is the true color side of Flamingo. And I'm actually going to be using the back side. But before we start, I'm going to adhere it down to my Versamat so that it doesn't shift around on me while I'm trying to craft and line things up and all that fun stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my 12 by 12 piece of Flamingo here on my Versamat. And of course, again, this is the back side of Flamingo. So it's the lighter side. That's the fun thing about having cardstock that is double-sided. One side is the true color. The other side is a little bit less intense. It's a little lighter, a bit of a tint as opposed to a shade. And then I'm going to come right in with a big piece of the pattern paper from this collection. The back side is a lovely stripe, which you are going to see on this layout. But I love this piece of pattern paper that has words all over it because it's got some really fun words. It's got chilly, icicles, frozen, you melt my heart, let it snow, ice skating, bundled, comfy and warm, snow angel, it's cold outside, snow much fun, brr, below zero, hat and scarf, by the fire, frosty air, lots of fun sentiments on there, plus some little snowflakes. And it's all done in the blue and the mist and the jade, and just really pretty, kind of sort of a mid to small pattern size. I would say a mid pattern size. And the reason why I chose it for this is because of the sentiment Snow Angel on here, because the photo that I'm going to be using today is a picture of my daughter making a snow angel. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of this. And this has been cut to, I believe, 6.5 inches. Yes, 6.5 inches. And obviously the full 12 inches long. Let's just get all our backings off. And I'm going to line this up vertically at about 1.25 inches from the left side. And by having my Versamat under here, I can just use that to help me line everything up, keep things straight, and that's a big help for me. So let me show you, do I want to show the photos? Yeah, let's show the photos. So as I said, I have a photo of my daughter. Now, this was many years ago. This was when she was in grade 1, I believe. Either senior kindergarten or grade 1. Hey, Mom, nice to see you're watching. And she was in her school playground on the way to school. It had snowed overnight. She's all bundled up. And of course, you can see where we got the flamingo color from. Her pants and her mitts and some stripes on her scarf or all that color. But the lovely blue tinge we get in the snow really goes with this pattern paper as well. And so in the morning, she was creating snow angels because it was all freshly fallen. And we were there nice and early, and we came in the back end of the schoolyard every day. And so a lot of the kids hadn't been that far away from the school. So the snow was untouched by all of the little feets. And so I'm going to mat this on a piece of white daisy. Now my photo is not exactly a 4x6. It is a 4x5.5. So my matting is 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. I'm just going to add that on there. And while we're at it, I'll add some adhesive here, but I won't stick it down just yet. There we go. And then there's actually a second photo from the same day. And you can see that as the day wore on, that playground that started out so nice and pristine and freshly fallen snow had turned into a very dirty looking field from all the little feets running all over it during recess and lunch. And they had made these little snow forts. It looked like the Canadian version of crop circles all over the field. Just everybody had rolled all the snow into balls and then gathered them in these little forts. There must have been about a dozen of them all over the field. And she actually has a very complaining look on her face because somebody had come past there. This is the one she helped work on, and had jumped on some of the balls and smashed them. And she was not very happy about that. So this photo is the same size, 4x5.5. And I have some mist cardstock that I've cut for a photo mat. But I cut this photo mat a little closer to the size of the photo. So instead of being a 1/4 inch larger, I made it just 1/8 of an inch larger. So there's just a little bit of matting around all the sides. There we go. And these photos are actually going to kind of overlap each other, which is fine because this portion of my photo is just sort of dirty snow. So it's okay to overlap them like that, at least in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and stick down this photo first. And I'm actually thinking maybe I should do foam tape on the other photo, but maybe I'll just leave it as it is. We don't need to add too much bulk to our album, do we? So I'm going to kind of come over here about 3 inches down from the top and kind of just barely over the edge of that pattern paper and stick that one on. And then I'll come in with this photo. Now this layout is pretty heavily driven just by the photos being on here. And I want to come in about 1 inch from this side. Maybe move it up a little bit. And yeah, that looks good. That looks all right. They're the focal point, right? Like most layouts, your photos are the reason why you're making the layout, right? Okay, so let's bring in a bit of that stripy pattern that we saw on the back side. And this has been cut to 1 inch by 7 inches. I'm just going to add some adhesive on the back. And we're going to kind of break apart our straight line that's happening here. Our photos are starting to break it apart. And then we're also going to break it apart with this. And I'm going to bring it about 1/2 inch from the edge of that pattern paper and just stick it down like that. And then I also have a zip strip from this collection that's got some lovely snowflakes on it, which goes really well with our layout in our photos, and this is cut to the same 7-inch length, and it's a zip strip, so it's a 1/2 inch wide. Well, actually, technically, the way I'm putting it, it's 7 inches wide and 1/2 inch tall, but you know what I mean. And we're going to pop that right on top. So we're kind of making that stripy pattern, just bulk it up a little bit and have a little bit of separation from the busy words and the busy stripes. This kind of gives us a little bit of a buffer there. And then I want to add in a little bit of sparkle because, you know, Miss Julia, my daughter, always likes a little bit of sparkle. So we've got some silver shimmer trim here, and this has been cut to just slightly less than 1/4 inch, probably because I didn't actually measure it. I measured with my heart. It's a bit like cooking. I just measured with my heart. So it's like 3/16. And then I'm just going to run a bead of liquid glue along the pattern paper. And the pattern paper, if you run your bottle right along there, the pattern paper actually acts as a guide. And you get a nice straight bead. And then I'm going to stick my glitter paper right into that, because that is the easiest way for me to glue down something this skinny. If I tried to put glue on it and then stick it down, I would be covered in glue from head to toe and probably drop it on my paper somewhere. And yeah, it would make a mess. But if I just put that little bead of glue on my layout, I am good to go. Then we have this beautiful sticker sheet, and I'm trying to actually keep my layout to using just the paper pack and sticker sheet. Now I have added my my glitter, and I have some cardstock, but just for like embellishing, I want to stick with these two tools because quite often I do that. If I see a special or a paper collection that I like, I might not buy all of the extra bits, but I like to have the paper pack and the sticker sheet. And of course, the sticker sheet is lovely, and it comes with beautiful titles like this one. That's Winter Memories, and that's what I'm going to use for my title for my layout. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick this on here like so. A nice little Winter Memories. And again, this part of my photo, I can cover it up. That doesn't bother me because the focus is Julia. And really, the main photo is this nice little snow angel, right? And I made sure that the word snow angel was able to be seen on the pattern paper where I was putting my photos. Okay, so let's also bring in some fun little tags that are here. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. Let's grab one more. Do we want this? Yeah, let's throw in a circly one too. Why not? So let me see. Let's start out with this guy. We're going to add some little flaggy banners. Let's go for this half circle one next. And we're just kind of tucking them along the edge. Can even tuck them a little bit under the photo. Just adding that there. And I kind of went with the darkest one over here on the pattern paper so that it shows up a little more. If I had put this one over here, you wouldn't really see it. It would blend right in. It would get lost. Not in a way that you'd want to say get lost to somebody. I'm also going to grab the bundled up sticker and the Let It Snow sticker. And I'm just going to tuck these down here just ever so slightly outside that glitter paper. Just to kind of break up that straight line with a little bit of visual obstacle. And then you'll notice here that there's a round sticker that's missing. And what that is this gorgeous snowflake. And what I did to kind of bolster it up is I took my circles thin cuts and I took my 2-inch circle, cut out a piece of sapphire cardstock, and there we have a nice little embellishment to put on there. So let's add some adhesive on the back of that. It's nice to be able to pull in those tools, right? Those circles thin cuts are my most used thin cut out of all of the ones that I own. It gets used on, I would say, at least 60% of my projects. So it's nice to have those tools that are your go-tos, right? So let's add our nice little snowflake up there, kind of overlapping. Everything's encroaching on this photo. We're kind of hiding all that dirty snow that was hanging out at the end of the day. All right, then I also wanted this little guy here that says, "You are one of a kind." And because I thought that was kind of cute with the snow angel. So we're just going to tuck this right in here like this. And I'm making sure that my snow angel, I can still see it. I'm not going to hide that one. Then we're also going to bring in this little plaid heart and maybe this little pink heart in a circle to bring in some little extra bits. This snow angel is upside down, so I'm not worried about covering it up. So we're just gonna tuck those on there like that. And what else would we like to do? Oh, yes, this little strip down here. It's a little dovetailed arrow sort of strip with these fun stripes. I thought I would add that right along the edge of my photo over here and have it kind of pointing up to the title of my page. And then I was also thinking it might be nice. There's a couple little snowflakes here. And I was wondering about adding those in a couple of places. I was trying to decide where. I've got this one, and I've got this one that looks very frosty. Don't think there's any others, just those two. So I was thinking about those. Maybe putting one there and one there. And that kind of makes a little trio with those guys. And I think I think that was all I wanted from the sticker sheet. But just in case, I've got out this little bit of silver sequins from my stash. There's very few left in here. But as I'm looking at my layout, I'm thinking it's looking busy enough as it is. We do have a little bit of sparkle over here. But I think the only spot where I might put some, let me see if I have enough. I'll just check and see if I have enough. If I can put some, I'm going to dump them right out on my table, grab my pickup tool, and see if we can find either white ones or silver ones. Let me try both. I'm thinking of putting them in between the little banners here. So let's put some white ones there, and then maybe see if we have enough silver. But I have the distinct feeling, oh, we have some of these sort of gray silver ones. Oh yeah, that might look good. The gray silver, I might have enough of those. I was thinking we could do in between all these little banners. Yeah, I'm liking that gray silver. Don't you just love the pickup tool? How it just picks those right up. It's a well-kept secret, these pickup tools. There we go. So there we've got our little sequins in between. I'm liking that. Yes, yes. Let's grab our liquid glue. And then all we have to do is pick it up. Put a little dab of glue. Stick it down. Pick it up. A little dab of glue. Stick it down. Pick it up. Dab. Down. And then make sure there's not too much glue on there. That's what's causing the problem, is the little excess glue that's gotten on there, coming up through the hole of the sequins, and makes it not want to pick up, or not what it picks it up. It doesn't want to let it go because it's got extra stick from the glue. And there's our last one. Looking good. Nice little bit of sparkle along there. Now I'm looking at this this little heart, and that little heart is disappearing, and so I'm going to grab the jade ink quickly, and I'm just going to pull this little heart out from the mix here. And what I want to do is try and ink the edges in the jade ink, just right along the edge, and see, yeah, that makes it stand out a little bit more. I could put it on a piece of jade cardstock and trim around it so it looks kind of like that, but let's try the ink first and see. And I'm just running it right along the edge of the sticker. Now the hard part is when you get to the inside of the heart. You're gonna have to kind of manipulate your sticker so that you can get those inside corners done. How'd we do? Not bad. Let's do the other one. There we go. All right, now let's see how that stacks up. Yes, I can see it now better. I like that, overlapping that white one. That gave it just a little bit of edge, so it kind of gets it away from the background. Just using a little bit of the same color of ink. Alrighty, and I think what else I might do is I might add one of these sequins in the center of the snowflake up here. One of the medium-sized ones. And then we could even add a couple little ones in the center of these too. Let me just find the little guys. You have to come off. It's holding it too well. It got gluey. All right, one more. Can I find one more? One more sequin. Who else likes rifling through their sequins? It's kind of fun sometimes, isn't it? And there we go. Now all I have left to do is to add some journaling, and I will probably use some journaling strips over here on the pattern paper. So let me just lift this up. I'm not going to remove the adhesive from the back just yet because I don't want to flip it over and toss all my sequins off before they are dry. So we started out with our Flamingo cardstock and then started adding all those bits and pieces from the Gnomes for Winter collection. And if you look at this, there are no gnomes on it. You can totally use this collection and ignore the gnomes if gnomes are not your thing. And if they are your thing, you can add them to your heart's content. So we've added on our pattern paper with all of our lovely words, including Snow Angel, and then adding on a zip strip and some stripes, some glitter for a little sparkle. We've got a lovely sticker title and an extra few words, as well as some lovely banners and an arrow stripe. Lots of fun things, our snowflakes, and then a few little sequins just to bring it all together. And when I post the pictures of this, I will give some credit to the person whose layout I was kind of using as inspiration. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I forgot to write it down, but I will post it in the description. And so you can see where I got my inspiration for this layout from. It's a fun one to use two photos, one of which is maybe not, you know, got the nicest background in it, but you can totally cover it up. All right, have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you again soon. Don't forget we have Chat and Craft coming up this evening at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then. All right, toodaloo. Bye.